When I got married in 1982, I envisioned spending the rest of my life with my wife. We talked about growing old together and conquering every challenge. We were not the perfect family, but always supported each other when it mattered. I wanted to be an example to my children, especially to my only son. Then, what I dreaded most happened to me and my family. In the 24 years of my marriage, I started to have an affair with another woman. The situation got so bad at home that fights were constant and escalated into screaming matches in front of my children. I drank daily to numb the pain, the guilt, the embarrassment. I didn't care about life anymore. I tried to see my children as much as I could. During these times, I felt their hurt and I was hurt. I wanted to make things right, but I didn't know where to start or how to start. And even though I knew that I was wrong, I justified my actions by blaming it on everyone else but me. I did not care that I was hurting those who really cared and loved me. The shame and guilt I was going through was so overwhelming. I felt worthless. I couldn't handle the tormenting thoughts any longer. I knew I committed the ultimate betrayal in my marriage, and I felt that the only way out was to cowardly take the way out by killing myself. So that day, I went out and bought some liquor, got hold of my leftover pain pills, and obtained a surgical blade. I was determined to end my life. In this time of desperation, something inside me told me to call my Christian friend. I called her and she asked me to meet her and her husband at a church called Word of Life. They were having a Christmas presentation and we could talk after. I don't know why I went, but I felt compelled to go. I got there late and waited in the courtyard. As I watched the last part of the presentation, I came to realize that the play was about families coming home and being reunited and restored. That touched my heart and brought me to tears. My friend and her husband soon saw me, and they sensed my hopelessness. Then, they introduced me to Pastor Chauncey and Pastor Art, who both prayed for me. That was my turning point. I prayed the sinner's prayer and accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior. I felt the overwhelming guilt and embarrassment, the feelings of hopelessness leave me. For the first time in months, I felt relief. I surrendered to Pastor Chauncey the pills and the blade that I was supposed to use to kill myself. It's been an amazing journey since then. The road was bumpy during the initial phases of the recovery process, but thank God, He saw us through it all. God planted me here at Word of Life. This church has been my help, my support system, my life connection. I have totally taken advantage of everything this church had to offer, from classes to getting involved in serving. God placed mighty men in my life to help me. Pastor Chauncey and my life group leader, Kuwana Lewis. I am totally free and restored. I no longer walk in shame and guilt. And this year, we will be celebrating 29 years of marriage.